Here are 10 things
you need to know about KOS.
Hi guys.
Hi guys, I'm Raz.
I'm Harry.
And we are Luggage and Lattes.
We visited KOS a few weeks ago and we visited for about 6 days. And here are some of the tips that we found when we went.
KOS is such a beautiful island. I literally was mind blown by the clear waters and how beautiful the town was as well. We have come up with a few facts and a few little things that you need to know when you travel to KOS, so you don't make any mistakes like we did.
We'll definitely save one of our most important facts for the end. But first, one of the biggest things that we found out was that the transport is very different over there than it is here. So one of the things that we're used to here is paying by card on the bus if we ever need to use it. Over there, it's all cash. They will give you change, but you should probably try and use the exact amount of change, just so you're a bit more friendly with the driver. I was going to book a taxi to go from the airport all the way to the hotel that we were staying at. Online, the prices were roughly around £70, which is probably about 77 euros. But when we got there, we found out that the fares are actually set from the airport to each different hotel in KOS. Although it was £70 online, it was actually 49 euros as a set fare.
So it's so much cheaper.
A lot cheaper.
We found that out from our taxi driver, and he actually told us that the exact fare amount to our hotel was this. And I didn't realise how small it was, that every single driver in KOS seems to know the exact amount, the exact fare for every single hotel. So that's something to definitely bear in mind when you're travelling to KOS. To give you an idea, KOS itself is around the size of cities Edinburgh or Dublin, so quite small.
It's roughly around 300 kilometres squared.
So one thing I found really surprising about KOS, so the wind was crazy. So I bought my Dyson. I thought, you know, I'm gonna have a nice blowout on a holiday. Took my time, had nice, you know, natural waves, and then all of a sudden, wind just blows in my face. I didn't realise it at first, but it's actually very windy in KOS, so be prepared for that.
I think one of the worst things that happened as well. So we recently bought a drone for different filming, different types of filming. And as we were playing tennis, we thought, let's film it. It was just so windy that our drone flew straight. Thankfully, I think it's fine. Did we ever try and use it? We didn't. So be prepared for wind when you get there.
Yeah.
I think that's not just for KOS, that's for all islands. Is that the same in Mykonos?
It wasn't as bad in Mykonos or Santorini, but I don't know whether it's there were more buildings around, but I definitely found that it was probably more windy of the islands of Greece that I've been to. So peak seasons to visit KOS are probably going to be June to October. We went in September, so still a little bit windy, but it wasn't cold, I would say. It wasn't too busy, it wasn't too cold, but just be aware of wind.
We chose to go all-inclusive. It's not something that we usually do, but we kind of wanted a different experience. There's benefits and cons to doing that, of course. One of the things that we found was we're limited to that place in terms of food. Obviously, we've already paid for it, so we wanted to try to eat as much as we could whilst we were at the hotel.
This is something that I found really difficult because I am a massive foodie. So then being limited to an all-inclusive where you kind of have a set menu every day. It's not bad food, it was actually amazing Greek food, but I just found that it was a little bit limited. Some days that I wanted to have something different, I found that you just had to kind of stick to whatever was in the hotel.
Luckily we did venture out and go to visit KOS Town, and we did get authentic Greek food, but it's not something that you can get when you're in an all-inclusive hotel. For me, I don't think Greek food is in my top 5, but you loved it.
I love Greek food. Greek salads are literally my favourite food in the whole world. So I thought, great idea to go and necessary to try some of the foods in the local town and some of the authentic dishes like moussaka, which is something that I absolutely love. I love aubergine. This guy, not so much.
I'm not a fan of aubergine, but let us know if you like moussaka down in the comments below.
Or any other Greek foods you want us to try.
I did enjoy the tzatziki, and I also enjoyed the mythos beer. That was really good.
Of course you enjoyed the beer. When we were in the town, we met this really lovely woman who recommended us to try all the local produce. So things like olives, lemons, figs, tomatoes, because it just tastes so different to how you could normally try these items. KOS itself is actually a volcanic soil island, so that means that it's fresh produce. Everything that grows in KOS just tastes incredible.
So we were staying on the east of the island, so it was really, really good for sunrise. And one of the things that Michelangelo is known for is its infinity pool whilst you watch that sunrise. It was really, really good, but a little cold at 6 in the morning because obviously the sun's not out.
It was such a special moment, just getting up early, like putting on our dressing gowns and then just sitting at the infinity pool and watching the sun slowly rise. It was just stunning, and I would absolutely recommend that.
If you have the time to do it, just go for it. We always try and watch a sunset wherever we can. This time we didn't manage to do it, but we did find out a few tips if you want to go and do that.
There is this perfect spot for viewing the sunset, and it's actually a monastery. Now, I will probably butcher the name, so I'm just going to write it like here. Should I try it?
Go for it.
Okay. The KOS Llanos.
I don't think that was right.
It's in a town called Zia. It was recommended to us a number of times to go and see the sunset. So that is top of my list next time we go back to KOS.
One of the things that surprised me about KOS is that there's different boats that take you to various places. One of the places that they'll take you is Bodrum in Turkey. We didn't actually get a chance to go, but definitely if we go back, that's somewhere where we would go.
Love to visit.
They also take you to other places as well, but if you do go to Bodrum, it takes you about 20 to 50 minutes depending on the boat that you do take.
Yeah, and the average price is probably around £22 from what we saw, which is about equivalent to 26 euros.
I think you can go to other places as well on a Pirates of the Caribbean themed boat, which was surprising to us.
Yeah, there was literally like Pirates of the Caribbean and like Nemo everywhere we look, which was a really interesting quirk of the town, but I actually really loved it. I loved it.
You can go to different islands which are good for diving or snorkeling, just depending on what you want. Speak to some of the boat drivers and they'll be able to take you there.
So something I found the most surprising was actually when I booked this trip to KOS, I thought it's a Greek island, it's probably quite close to the other Greek islands that we know of, like Santorini and Mykonos, Milos. So I kind of thought, we'll just get to KOS, hop on a boat, get over to Santorini in an hour, have a little day trip. But that was just not the case. We actually looked it up. It was about 18 hours ferry ride.
I don't think that's something that you're able to just go out and do either. I think you need to book that if you really want to do it. But I'd recommend if you want to go to any of those islands, you just book a flight. It's going to be so much quicker, a lot more comfortable as well. One of the things about our resort was that it had a pebble beach. I'm not really a fan of pebble beaches generally, but KOS does have a variety of beaches. It has sandy and pebbly, different depending on what you want to do. One of the things about pebble beaches though is that the water is clearer because the sand makes it a little bit murky sometimes. So when you do go to the pebble beaches, it's just completely clear, crystal blue water. But if you do prefer sandy beaches, here's a list of them here. And if you do prefer pebble beaches, there's a list of them here.
So one thing I thought about the town was that it actually felt really safe. We were told to watch out for pickpocketers, but I would say that generally it doesn't feel heavily touristy. It actually felt really safe and a lot of locals were around us rather than just tourists everywhere. Generally I found it being pretty safe.
Yeah, I mean, I would just use casual safety for the most part. Just be safe, don't go out in weird places, try not to walk on your own if you can, but generally I think you'll be safe. If you like this video, let us know down below and your favourite thing about when you Are we ready? Go again.
You need to say hi.
Right, can we
Right, 3,
redo this?
2,
'Cause I don't
1,
have to-
go.
Here are 10 things that you didn't know about KOS. That there's different boats that will take you to various places.
Just so you know, because